Hello Capricorn, this is a tarot reading for you for the month of February. Usually I prefer to do timeless readings, but I thought maybe once a month I could do some monthly predictions. I'm using my own tarot cards for this reading. I call them the Tarot of Duality. And at the end, I'm gonna also use my two new tarot card decks that I just recently created. And yeah, let me dive in. I feel like recently, maybe in January, there was some kind of rejection. It could be something romantic, but I don't feel that for many people. I feel that the focus is more on something that you were trying to establish, something that you were trying to achieve. Could be a job, a hobby, a second business, just some other interest. It could be a relationship, a friendship. Like there is something that said no, that was just closed and blocked for you. And you just couldn't go further in that direction. Like you wanted to, you were eager, that's how I'm feeling, but it just didn't work. It was just closed. And I think that maybe this experience made you a little bit lazy, I don't mean that in a negative way. It just made you withdraw because you just didn't know where to go anymore. Because, I mean, if it was a job situation or a hobby or something that you're doing after your work, maybe then instead of going out or, doing stuff and pursuing this thing that you wanted to pursue, you decided to just lay down, watch TV, something like that, and you just wanted to numb yourself. Because I understand that sometimes how it is now. Sometimes we are very eager and we give a lot to achieve something, and then there's just a no, it just doesn't work. And you try again and it's just blocked, it's closed. Then we withdraw, and then we could be sad, we could be bitter. I don't feel that very strongly. It's just like being resignated and tired and not seeing any sense in further trying it because the door is just constantly closed. And I feel like during this time when you withdrew and or maybe that will be the time in February, I think this is somehow meant to be, even if it sounds bad or if it hurts. I think this is a time where you are supposed to develop your feminine side. Even if you're a woman, sometimes our masculine aspects are a little bit stronger than our feminine ones. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And if you're a man, you should also, develop your feminine aspects. So there is a meaning to all of that. There is a reason why there is a no. There is a certain way that this laziness card, it's actually something that could be translated into a kind of passiveness, into a state of receiving, because the reading is meant for people, that's what I'm feeling strongly, who are eager and who do things, who don't only dream of things, but who literally do things. But even if we are, very capable, talented, eager, it just doesn't work sometimes. And it seems like maybe your soul, your higher self, your guidance, whatever, did that on purpose to you, that you all constantly, you just stand in front of this closed door and you just can't enter no matter what you do. So that you are forced to withdraw, that you are forced to not be eager, to not overdo things, to not try to achieve something all the time, even though in our society it's always about that. Especially, I mean, in Germany it's a little bit different. In Germany it's more the mentality you have to be, yes, you have to work a lot, but you have to be some kind of slave. We are often not so much about becoming an entrepreneur. Most Germans are afraid of being freelancers or self-employed. It's a huge thing for them. But I think in America it's a huge thing to, this overachieving stuff. So when the society or the culture around us teaches us to be like that, sometimes it's then even harder to just sit around and do nothing. And then we are wondering, why are we not allowed to use our gifts, our talents, our capabilities? Why do I have to sit in front of the TV all the time? I would like to do so many things, but I'm just constantly being rejected when I apply to a job. Or, sometimes we are just in that phase of life. And I think it is meant to be, so that you can realize something about your feminine qualities, about being passive, about not constantly, because wanting to achieve, being eager, it always comes from our mind very strongly. Because when we plan to build something up, we use our intellect a lot, and I think there is something about that. There is something about a certain kind of disillusionment, spiritual disillusionment. There's something you are supposed to realize, and you're just supposed to go with the flow, not in a negative way, in that sense that you're becoming like a sheep that is just following the herd blindly, obeying all orders. That's not what I mean. It's just in a healthy way, in a good way, to go with the flow, to let life or destiny play out for you, because I feel there is something that you're meant to do, or a place where you're meant to be, but you will anyway get there, even if you don't try to achieve something. And maybe the plan that something higher has for you could be even better than your own plan. And it's not this enforced break is not to punish you, but to just teach you lessons, to become more feminine, to become more receptive. Yes, receptive to. I'm also getting something about anger and stress. And sometimes we think we are having positive stress because we want to achieve these things, but actually it's not that positive. And there's something about that too, just find the flow, get into harmony with life, with your life, not with all life around you, but with your path, with your life. And maybe what you have created in your mind is not as good as the plan that is ultimately the best for you. And I think there will be a disillusionment about that in February. I also have this pregnancy card here, which just maybe you will become pregnant during February. Could be for some, but I feel like it's, sorry, I can't get it sharp. I think it's more a metaphor for waiting, like something is growing and you just have to wait until it's ready. And you don't even have to do anything, it's just growing by itself, like a pregnant woman. What does she have to do? The baby's growing anyway, if she wants it or not. She doesn't have to make the baby grow. She just has to eat, keep herself healthy on all levels, and the baby will grow. In the best case, healthily. And I think this is what this situation is about. I think you have done enough work, and if the work never came to fruition, then it was like a practice, and something will maybe just fall into your lap, and then you can make use of all the practice, all the expertise that you were gathering during the phase when you were trying to achieve that something, whatever it is. We have also relief and giving. It's actually quite nice. Now it's sharp, nice. I think like having this realization will just be, a relief to you. I'm also looking at the picture of the relief card with the bird. I feel like, even if it might feel now like an enforced stop, like laziness, like, something, a state of life that you don't want to be in, I think after a certain time you might realize that actually it was healing, even if your mind was struggling with this. Maybe there was something in your body that you were ignoring, and then it will just be like, like the bird here that is finally in the hot summer sun finding this water. Like physically you will regain something or heal something that might have been just a small thing, but it could have grown bigger. The older we get, sometimes then things get worse, and it's good that you had this stop and you got something that you urgently needed without maybe even knowing that you needed that so urgently. And the giving card, it could just stand for, because I was already talking about this receptivity, that you become, just more receptive, and maybe, wait, give me a second. Maybe you will be more giving, maybe you will feel like you want to share things with people. I also feel like people want to share things with you. Maybe if you have a child, or maybe in your family, if you're an aunt, or I don't know, there's just a child around you. Usually I'm not taking this card literally with the image on it, but I'm feeling that now for some there could be a child in your life that might either be a gift regarding this pregnancy card, or that a child will give you a nice gift, and it will just be a relief somehow, because it represents something important for you, this act of giving. At the bottom of the deck we have chaos. So I don't know why this card is here. It somehow doesn't really suit into the rest. Go, soon, zero, awareness. I feel like it doesn't fit into the rest of the reading anymore. No, usually it does, but in your case, I don't know, it somehow doesn't. I will use my other card deck now. I call it the Lifestyle Tarot. It's just about food and health and all that, and the drawings. I didn't put a lot of effort into these cards. I just smeared them down very quickly because, I was impatient. So with these cards, it's important that you don't take me literally all the time. I'm not your doctor. So whatever I'm going to pull, please use your discernment. So, number 1 is the apple. It could stand for an apple. Maybe you want to eat more apples. Vitamin C. but it also just stands in my deck for health. Poop, haha. You are the first one to get the poop card. Cardio. And tidy, clean. Oh, bottom of the deck, danger. Let me dive into that quickly. I'm not seeing any strong health issues for you during February. Someone in the previous readings I did, there was something about the respiratory system, but I actually see you being quite fit. And I'm also thinking that this enforced break that you're having, it could make you want to clean your apartment. Maybe when you get out of this so-called lazy state and you're thinking like, I don't want to watch TV the whole day, I don't want to do that, I want to do something, and if whatever this is that you were trying to achieve, it doesn't work, you still want to be busy with something at least. So you might properly clean your whole apartment or house. Maybe you will do an early spring cleaning. I feel like some of you might want to go jogging. Just move. Get your head free. Feel active. Okay, something didn't work out. I withdrew. I rested, but I don't want to waste my whole life like for a month doing nothing because I lost my job or something. At least I'm gonna stay fit, and I think some people will do that voluntarily because you like jogging, you like sports. But I think for some of you, for others of you, it could also mean that this is an encouragement, like move, go outside, don't sit around all the time. And be active, stay fit. And maybe jogging might be the best kind of sports for you. And in many parts of the world, February is also a cold month. So if you're freezing, jogging might help you as well. And with the apple card, I think in general, it has both meanings in your reading, like eat apples. Of course, if you're allergic, don't eat apples. But for those who are not, maybe the apple will help you through this month and will help you to stay healthy, to stay fit, and just to do your training, to clean your house. And the poop card, I think maybe it just stands for that life stinks a little bit to you right now. Maybe you will have a little bit of digestive problems. That could also be for some of you. And now I'm going to pull, I haven't finished this deck, Animal Messages. It's a bit sarcastic. It has only 25 cards. I have a lot more ideas for this deck, but I didn't have the time to finish it yet. But I will probably work on this deck in the next few days. So what animals do want to talk to you? The elephant, I haven't even colorized this one because my gray color is empty. It says, I'm social and empathetic, but I can stomp you to death. So that might be your attitude. So that maybe also by this enforced withdrawal, by this resignation, like when someone, when you put so much effort into something and it just like all your dreams are being shattered, maybe you just, when someone is acting weird towards you, you just have no more patience for that. The sheep, I follow you. Let me pull one more. And the sloth, I'm lazy and I know it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're not lazy. I think I feel like the people for whom this reading is meant, they really want to be active, they really want to do something, but they can't because it's closed. There's this enforced stop. And you just have to hang around and somehow make use of your time by doing cardio and cleaning a little bit. And one day something new will just fall into your lap and then you will be able to work on that. The sheep, I follow you. Let us just connect that to this flow card. So I think it's just an encouragement to just follow the flow, trust your life path, even if you might not like it at this moment and you had all these goals in your head, and actually probably much better goals are waiting for you somewhere, and you just have to wait for the right time and follow the flow. And the flow will just lead you towards the right things. So that was your reading, Capricorn, for February. I don't know how to pronounce this. Yeah, I will just leave it here and thank you so much for watching.